Want to see how I achieve this look with some of the most affordable products on the market, plus using this BRATZ Colourpop eyeshadow palette on the eyes? Then stay tuned. Happy Monday. Can you believe we are in the first week of March? That is just so crazy to me. Welcome to the Daily Beauty Story. My name is Amanda Hall. I am 55 years old. I have a ton of fine lines and wrinkles because I have a very expressive face. I have a cool olive undertone. I have deep set eyes. I have extremely dry skin. So I am back this week. I'm excited. I have a new product to test. This Sunkissed by Maybelline. This is their new matte blushes. I've really liked. Now, a lot of people have hated on the first release of the Sunkissed Sunkisser line. I think that's what it is. Sunkisser line, because there was just not a lot of inspiring colors. With someone who has a little bit darker skin tone, I think that this comes out absolutely beautiful. So I was all about picking up one of the new shades in the Maybelline Sunkisser. I believe that they have 5 shades maybe that they released in this new matte version. And so we're gonna play with this today. I'm excited about it. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna be playing with some things from the video that will come out tonight. You will see them featured today. Thank you all for being here. I'm so honored and humbled that you take the time to watch these videos. And so let's just start creating a beauty story. I decided to go back to my stash and try this Maybelline Super Stay plus Vitamin C skin tint from Maybelline. It is the color 220, and I remember really liking this. I don't know if you can see, but I used about that much of the product. So it was definitely something that's been in my personal collection. Now, these dropper ones, like the L'Oreal, which I really like L'Oreal. I really actually like both of these, but it's been a while since I've worn them, so I'm gonna be trying them again. I get these pumps off of Amazon. You can go in and just put in Maybelline makeup pump, and it'll give you a bunch of varieties. This comes in a 2-pack, and I think they're under $10. So for me, I don't really like the droppers, so I just pick up these pumps, relatively inexpensive. So let's just give this, okay, there we go. Gotta undo it here. So that is the color. Oh, you know what I should have done first? Here we get all excited about putting on a foundation, and I forgot to do my concealer. We'll get back to that. I remember really loving this skin tint, even for somebody who has lots of fine lines and wrinkles. I found that it just was very moisturizing. This is just what I'm remembering about this product. I like the way it's going on so far. It's very nice. Because I have my hair back, I like putting a little bit of foundation on my ears just to kind of blend it all together. And then because I have so many fine lines and wrinkles around my mouth, I do try to just lightly go in there enough that it looked cohesive with the rest of the look, but not with a full swipe of product on the brush, just to try to avoid some of, potentially end of day caking or extra creasing that I don't need because of my expressive face already. So that is why I do that. So I'm remembering why I like this. I mean, it gives a pretty look. So Okay, well, let's go ahead and put on the concealer. And spoiler alert, tonight's full face of products, for mostly full face of products, is from LA Colors. Now, the color I tried on in that video was an epic fail. Just spoiler alert. So I wanted to try the lighter color. Now this comes in this brush tip. And I actually am looking forward. I liked the formula of the other one, of the other color. I just did not like the color on me. This is definitely a more brightening shade. But if you're looking for an affordable makeup line, this is definitely that. Oops, I squeezed out too much. Oh well. We'll just go ahead and get this blended in. I liked the way this looked. I got a little bit too much product. So I love this. It's called a switch. It's from Sigma. And if you need to switch colors or maybe put a little bit too much product on, you can use this to kind of help mitigate that, which is why I love that thing. I use it every single day. You may not see it in my daily beauty stories, but there are a lot of times I don't have duplicate brushes. I have some duplicate brushes, but I don't have a ton of duplicate brushes. And so I'll use this to clean off, especially my eyeshadow brushes. So, wow. I think I'm liking the brightening effect of this, and I'm liking how this is going on. Obviously, we'll have to see, play with it this week and see how it goes. Or at least for a few days to see how much I really like it. I'm just gonna go back in with my foundation brush and just kind of tap around this just to make sure that I don't have too many places where it looks too significantly different. So there is the concealer. All right, let's get into bronzer. And I'd love to know if you enjoy me talking through these videos, or if you would prefer just go back to my normal format where I just show the product, I put it on kind of at hyper speed, because these videos are going to be a little bit longer because they're going to be a little more uncut and they're going to be just me talking. So as I put this on, now this is the bronzer. Actually, this I think is their concealer. Yeah, this is the concealer, but I picked it up in this darker color. And this is the color Cocoa, I believe. Yeah, Cocoa. And this color was Fair in the concealer. And so I figured this would just be a nice color for a bronzer for me. Again, it's this brush tip. I just squeeze a tiny bit out onto my hand. I find that this is extremely pigmented, so you don't need a lot. There's kind of the color. I go in with my Sigma brush, give it a swirl into my hand. You can kind of see the color it gives. It's a little more on the, I think it's not quite as orange as some bronzers can be. I think it has a little more of a browner undertone. Well, hence cocoa. I would think it's more like hot chocolate, which is, you know, probably what it's meant to be. You know, it's obviously a concealer that is meant for darker skin. There isn't a whole, I want to say maybe there was 8 shades or 9 shades of this concealer. They also had a powder bronzer, but I'm way more into liquids. But I mean, look at that. That just gives a really pretty bronze. It's not overwhelming. Again, I like putting like these type of products on my back of my hand and then working them in with this brush. This is by far one of my favorite brushes. I love these Sigma brushes. I love them that you can wash them, they hold up well, they are just quality products, and they are the things that if I'm going to invest money in, I like to invest money in my brushes. Now, I wear makeup pretty much every single day, and so having a good set of brushes, I found them about 2 years ago, and I have just bought pretty much almost every release in shapes that I like, that I would use, and I have been extremely, extremely happy, impressed, love, and so that is why I invest in brushes. So we're gonna use the new Maybelline Sunkisser Matte Blush, and I picked up the color Lilac. So I've really, like I said, I actually really enjoyed the glow version. It has a doe foot. Let's just get a little bit put on here. I believe these sheer out pretty well. If you're looking for a sheer formula, this feels very creamy, but you can see how that really sheared out. Now, one of the things with a cool undertone, like I have, and I have a cool olive undertone, that I'll show you the color there, that these some pinks can tend to go warm and more corally on me, which is fine, but I prefer something that looks a little more pink and has a little more color to it. Why I love the Juvia's Place blush lighters, their blushes. I love that just nice wash of color. Now these tend to be a little more sheer, which is great if that's what you prefer, but let's just get this put on. And I like the lilac color because it actually does look pink on my cheeks versus looking more on the peachy corally side. Well, that's pretty. Now, because this is sheerer, if you want to build it up or you want a heavier application, you're gonna have to use more product. I just find that that's the way it is with these. So, but that is really pretty. And it's matte, so it's not gonna leave that glow, which is fine. But I'm really liking this so far. Wow. Like I said, I really liked the other formula. I just know that a lot of people did not like the sheerness of it, and the color stories. They just seem to all be kind of muddy and all the same tone. But I found that this one, and it's really light pink, especially during the summer when I'm tanner, this actually did show up and pop off really nice for me. So there we go. I'm pretty impressed by that. I mean, I liked the original version of it. So this matte version is nice. Now I do have a glowy skin tint underneath, so it might give it a little more glow, but it is definitely more matte than the other colors or the other release of this makeup line. So now that we're through that, let's go to the brows. And I did pick up, I don't know if this is how new this is, but e.l.f. came out with a pen. I happened to see it when I was in Target, so I figured, oh well, I'll pick it up. I don't remember them having a pen before, so we're gonna give this a try. I'm gonna use the, this is in the color Espresso, so this is gonna be a little bit darker. Here's another product from the LA Colors video that will be live tonight, my first impressions, but obviously you're seeing a few of the products used here, so you know that I actually like them. So this is their brow pencil. So let's put the brows on. This is always the longest part. I probably won't talk through this because this is the longer part. I'll just speed this up so it goes faster. Okay, so we'll talk through this pen. That's a pretty fine tip. Let's see here. Let's see, give it a chance to come out, but there's what it looks like. First impressions, not super pigmented in the swatch. Sometimes this is kind of reminding me of the Colourpop one, but maybe on the brows it'll look different. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I mean, something has to be really impressive to knock off the lift and snatch that I have. That one is just amazing. I do like the way this is going on. Huh. Okay. Not too bad. Let's see. This is always my more troubling brow. I have to work a little harder on this side. Huh, I'm actually semi-impressed with that. Okay. Not too bad. Huh, okay. Go elf. I wasn't impressed how this came out, but on the lids, probably, oh. Giving it a little shake and, you know, putting it upside down, holding it is probably going to help with that immensely. So I think it's time. Let's talk eyeshadow. We're back using a Colourpop palette, and this is a newer one of their releases. You know, they release quite frequently. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. I saw it. I picked it up. It's the BRATZ palette. Probably more my daughter's era. But I thought, oh, this was such a pretty color story. You'll see this featured tonight in my first impressions, and I did a more neutral look with this. But today we're going to play in some of these purples. Shocking, I know. But we're going to play in some of these purples and create some sort of eye that hopefully I fall in love with. Sometimes on creating these daily beauty stories, there are eye looks that I love, and then there's eye looks that are okay, and then there are some that I do actually regret that I don't think are as good as they could have been. It could have been product, could have been application by me. It just could have been a color that I didn't really particularly care for, but definitely for me, the eyes tell the story. And as a glam girl, someone who loves to do glam, bold, smoky, sexy eyes, these type of palettes are right up my alley. So let's see, I'm gonna actually go in, I believe with, let's see, since I'm talking through these colors, Dump Him. We're gonna go in with Dump Him. I think this is actually a little more on the warm side, but I think it'll be a good color. Now, because I have deep set eyes and I have more real estate up here, this is why when I say crease color, it's more kind of this brow bone color. A lot of people, when you're talking terms when it comes to eyes, you know, you put your highlight color in your brow bone kind of up here, and usually where that kind of points. But since I have so much brow bone real estate, I usually will go in with my more foundational color up in that area and use the darker color or a more darker shade in that crease area. Just my personal preference on how I do my shadows. And I am really trying to get better at blending all these shadow colors together because I do use a lot of colors. So I've been trying to spend a little more time getting a better blend. But sometimes they just come out a little more patchy than others, depending on the formula, depending on the brand, depending on the color. And so I sometimes just go. Let's see here. What color do we want to play with today? So I think I'm going to use Stepping Out on the crease and kind of outer corner. And then we'll play with some of these other purpley pinky colors on the lid. So let's see here. Now, a lot of these eyeshadows have some kickback to them. I find that the Colourpop ones aren't quite as bad as some. Actually, I'm going to switch a different brush here. I need to get a little more, less precise. That's like more my precise brush. But we need to get a bigger wash over the eyelid here. Okay, that's definitely better. And you can see with this color, I'm going more traditionally into that kind of crease area with this a little bit darker color, which is why my looks tend to be a little bolder, just because that's how I work them. It's a pretty color. It's not as, it's a little, I like that it's a berry tone and it's actually coming out a little more purple, which I like. I don't understand why this eye is such a problem with my brows, but I feel like I get a much better eyeshadow application on this eye. Like on first swipe, I feel like, oh my gosh, this looks great. And over here, I'm struggling. I don't know what it is about this particular eye that I seem to have more problems blending and struggling with than I do with this one. I don't know what that is, but I do. I always like how this eye turns out much better. Maybe it's because I've already blended out on this side or tried, and who knows. But that's a pretty color. I like that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use, I think we're gonna go with the Yasmin, which is this color right here on the lid. And then we're probably gonna top it. We're probably gonna play with these two, Girls Night Out and Living It Up. We'll see, use those also on the lid. Oh, why not? Why not? So I'm just gonna go in. This is the first one. This is Yasmin. So that, look at that color. Wow. Oh, that's pretty pigmented. Wow. I'm surprised. I did not expect that to be that pigmented. That's pretty though. But it is pigmented and it is definitely a light color. Not quite blending with this color story as well as I thought it might. Definitely cool toned, but we'll give it a little press into the other colors here. It definitely has some sparkle to it. It is not a matte color. It definitely has, you know, it's like their shimmer color. It's not their Super Shock formula, which I think probably one of these other two more glittery ones are. But it is definitely has some shimmer to it. So that's not too bad. I like that color. That's pretty. Okay, let's see here. I think what I'm gonna do is, I think these, let's go ahead and swatch these and see what they look like here. Okay, so this is Living It Up. Oh, that's so pretty. And this is Girls Night Out. Oh, so this is definitely much more of a topper. This is more their Super Shock. So there are those two colors. So this is the Girls Night Out, and this one is Living It Up. So I think I'm gonna go Living It Up in the center of my lid and use this as a topper all over the lid. Just to give it some dimension and have some fun. No sense, you know, I'm fortunate that I get to play, and I love playing. I love creating things. I do, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here. This is Living It Up, and I'm just gonna kind of press this in this middler, more middle section. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe we'll just give it a light brush over the entire eye. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Wow. I just love Colourpop's eyeshadows. I mean, some of the palettes they come out with, you're kind of like, well, yeah, that's not up my alley. You know, some of these collaborations, you know, they definitely have a younger demographic that they normally serve, but their eyeshadows are just so good, so good. I just can't obviously pass them up. So we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna use the Girls Night Out as a topper. Oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. Oh, the sparkle that gives. I hope you can see that, but oh, so pretty. This is definitely their Super Shock formula. And I find that I don't get a ton of fallout. I do get a little bit of fallout during the day from their Super Shocks. So if you worry about that, you can put down a glitter glue, but a little sparkle on your face during the day is not a deal breaker for me. But I find this isn't as bad of fallout as some other high-end brands. So, I'm pretty impressed with that look so far. Let's see, what are we gonna do? I think I'm gonna go in with this white color. This, or I should say, it's actually kind of an ivory color. Actually, first, I'm going to run a little bit of Stepping Out underneath on my lower lash line, and then we'll go in Passion for Fashion. Ooh, that's a color I can get behind. Passion for Fashion up in my brow bone highlight and inner corner. Use my pencil brush. Oh, that's pretty. It's always the fun part of trying new eyeshadow colors. Being pleasantly surprised is one of my favorite, like, ooh, that's nice, I like that, okay. And then sometimes you get like, ooh, I wish I didn't put that color on. But we go with it, you know. I have learned that I will just rock it to be as comfortable and as I just own the stories I create. You know, some days are stories that I absolutely love. There's chapters that I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta recreate that look, or oh. And then the other days there's just like, okay, well, I know I don't like that, so that's good. We eliminate things that we don't like. So here is the eye look for today. which I am actually really liking so far. We're just gonna do a more natural lash today. I'm gonna use the Lash Princess. Y'all, I'm just telling you, this stuff is amazing. It works. So far, it's worked with a lot of mascaras that I've tried. And then we're gonna use the LA Colors mascara that I tried in the video. This is a volume mascara, so it's not a lengthening mascara, which obviously for me, I like a more lengthening mascara. Actually like both volume and length, but let's see what this looks like with the Lash Princess underneath. You know, I've tried other curlers. I always keep just going back to this one. I like the way it feels in my hand. I like the shape of it. At least for my eye shape, I really like the shape of it. So I'm just keep going back to that. I mean, one of the things I love about this turquoise color is you can see where you've put it on. You know, if you miss a spot, putting it on as you brush it on, you can see where you have missed a spot. So that's why I like this this color. The luminous primer that I've tried, I need to grab some more of these and test some more of these out, but I've just been so excited by this one. It's like I really don't want to try other ones, but you guys deserve to see other ones in action. So I'll be picking some other lash primers up, but I just love this one. I love the way that it adds to my lashes and really does assist with the mascara application. So let's give this a try, and this is in the color black. I like this brush. It's more of that style of brush. Okay, come on, focus. Well, it's more this style of brush that I like. I need to look up the science behind why when we put on mascara, I don't know if this happens to you, but it always happens to me, you open your mouth. I don't know if I feel like it stretches out something, like it makes the application easier, but I always want to have my mouth open. And that's good when I'm talking. I'm talking through this stuff, but you know, it looks a little odd when you're just sitting here with your This is definitely gives you a more natural look with first coat application. This is probably a mascara I would use more for more I'm wearing falsies. I mean, it's really nice, don't get me wrong, and for the price you can't beat it, but I do prefer a more amped up, which is why I like the L'Oreal Panorama. This is my favorite mascara, but this is it's really nice. But for me, it would be more of that, I'm putting on falsies and I need a good grip for my natural lashes to grip to my falsies. And we'll definitely be playing with some more falsies because I picked up some really bold, dramatic ones. And so we'll get back to getting some bolder looks with some lashes here this month. But I thought today I would just go with a little more subtle eyelash look. even with this bolder eye. I mean, this is not a terrible mascara in the least bit. It is a really nice mascara. We'll see. I don't remember it flaking too much, but it does give a nice volume to the lashes. Just not, I like volume and length. So I like them to look a little bit longer, but it is what it is. But I definitely like this. It gives good lash separation. I like the brush. It's not so big that you're gonna get mascara everywhere, which is always a bonus. Yeah, not too bad. Just definitely a more natural look if that's what you're going for. We're gonna try this pencil color. I've been loving these NYX lip pencils, these skinnier lip pencils. This is in the color Prune. Now, ladies, you know. And then I did pick up the new color, a new color for me. This is one of their original colors in the So Juicy line. I really had been enjoying the lip combination of pencil and mauve for the liner, and the Hit Stiff as the lip. And these are supposed to be lip plumping. I like these because they're not like that, oh my gosh, my lips are on fire, burning type of feeling, which for me, I can't stand that feeling. So I normally don't even gravitate towards plumpers. But this one, the Lifter Gloss, I find that those are so mild. I really don't know how much plumping they do, but they're so mild that I don't seem to have any issues with them. So here is the color Prune. So it's more of that berry pink. And then this is Beverly Drive. Now the one thing I can't stand about these is the doe foot is so hard to get out that it is, I don't know. We'll see how this blends together. But that's definitely a warmer than I thought it was going to be. Darn. But let's just go ahead and see what it looks like on the lips. You know, my hand color is not the same as my lip color, so hopefully this goes on a little bit nicer of a color with this liner. I've just been finding that this liner doesn't migrate even with a gloss as much as creamier ones do. So I have been liking that lately. Yeah, it definitely is a warmer color. It looks cooler in the, I guess it does look kind of warmer in the bottle. I guess I just thought it was going to be a little more berry in tone, but it gives a nice wash of color to the lips. So what do you think of these products? I have to say that I'm really loving this look. really loving this look. I actually really like this combination, the concealer of the LA Colors. They're both concealers, but I liked using this as a bronzer color. I just think it comes off so pretty. Really impressed. Of course, I can see why I loved this foundation. I think that in the summer, as I get more color, I'm gonna need to move up a few shades in this. So I might pick up another color of that for my more summer months. The blusher, this Sunkisser, oh, it's beautiful. And using a glowier foundation underneath gives this a little more glow. But if you're looking for a matte look, I bet you could get a really pretty matte look with this if you're using a more matte foundation. I'm liking this combination, more natural. I mean, obviously I have a bolder glamour look on, probably should have done a little bit bolder of an eye, but I'm not mad at this. It is a nice, it gives a nice wash of color. The pen, the e.l.f. pen and the brow pencil, I like the combination. So I'll have to play with that more this week. And I'm gonna store this kind of upside down so that the color tends to be more prominent in the tip. So I will be doing that with this. And this palette, the look I created tonight, you'll see tonight, was so good. And I really like the look I created today with this. I mean, it's a pretty berry purple look, which is the looks I love creating. So I'm really happy so far with that purchase. And so I would love to know what you think of this final look. Also, I'd love to know what you think about me talking through these. Obviously, it makes these videos longer for a daily format, but you get to hear me share my thoughts more. So I'd love to know in the comments below what you think of this type of format on a daily basis. Definitely would be less editing for me. Because I take the disc right out of the camera, put it right in my computer and edit. So this would be much easier for me to do if this is what you want and this is what you like. Because really I am here because I have a passion to show women that you don't have to be kept in a box. You can play with makeup, you can experiment, you can be bold, show who you are. Express who you are on the inside, on the outside. And I just love creating these beauty stories. Some that are great and I love and will recreate, and then some that I don't, but I learn. And part of the season that I've been going through, it's about learning and picking yourself up and dusting yourself off, giving yourself permission to allow yourself to maybe grieve or to process or to just give yourself time to recollect your thoughts, regain your composure, to just really just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward. And so I want to be a woman who inspires you to do that. So I want this to be about you, not about me. Obviously, it's about me because you see me playing with makeup, but really do it so that it inspires you and encourages you, that you can create beautiful beauty stories. You can create things that you love, this look that you love that expresses who you truly are. So every piece of makeup in your collection serves a purpose. Together, they create a beauty story. So why not be intentional, be bold, have fun, and create a beauty story that you will love?